Hey, Facebook land, how are you all doing this evening? This is Marcia coming to you again with my day 9 of 10 in the Ellen Martin's daily video challenge. And I am actually so very proud of myself that I've been going consecutive days nonstop. If it's even 1 minute to 12, I am getting my thing done. So thank you so much for joining me because without you out there, Facebook land, YouTube, I would not be on this program. So this evening, I have another interview. This is my second interview in the 10 days. And so I'll be talking to Cassandra, and Cassandra is an entrepreneur. She's involved in a wide variety of stuff, products, businesses. And so I'll just ask Cassandra just to tell us a little bit about herself initially, and then we'll continue the interview from there. Hi, Cassandra.
Hi, Marcia. Hi,
Welcome.
Facebook.
Thank you so much. It's the last minute. I'm always snapping on the persons that I know, and they're always stepping up, to help me out. So thank you so very much for being
You're
here.
welcome. You're
Can you
welcome.
just tell our viewers a little bit of who is Cassandra?
Well, my name is Cassandra Shannon. I'm a business owner. I own more than one businesses. My current business is that everybody is seeing me post on Facebook about now is
Mm-hmm.
afrohempress.com, which is an all natural hair and skincare line. I make the products myself. The ingredients are all natural and they are mostly problem solving products. So I have an eczema bar that helps with eczema, acne, psoriasis, sensitive skin. I have a turmeric soap that helps with skin issues. So if you have hyperpigmentation, I have hair growth oils, I have scrubs. So it's something that I recently started to do and I'm enjoying it.
Mhm.
But
So I'm sorry to interject, but go ahead,
you know,
Cassandra.
you make an excellent point. And one of the things I wanted to say when you
Mhm,
said that the person who you first interact with any
mhm.
business is
The
giving
face
or
of the
sending a
company.
message as to
Right.
what this company stands for. But think
Hmm.
about it. If that person who you've hired to be the face of your company, to be your brand ambassador, doesn't even know who they are.
Hmm.
So they have not come into an understanding of who they are and how the image they portray of themselves directly impacts your brand.
Right.
So if you hire somebody who um, doesn't understand that, okay, I need to hold myself to a certain standard,
Hmm.
my own standard, not necessarily a standard that a company sets for me, but I have a
Right.
certain standard. So I know how to manage my emotions. I know how not to take things that irate customers say personally. I know
Hmm.
how to be on time for work. I know, that I should have a good work ethic. Those things aren't things that people just get up and they don't just fall into having those habits. It's something that literally has to be taught because genuinely we're not taught to know ourselves. We're taught to be who society says we should be.
We should be.
So a lot of the times we don't even recognize that some of the thoughts we think and the way we operate aren't even our own thoughts. We are
Hmm.
in a social construct, and within that social construct, we're taught what is supposed to make us successful. We're taught, what makes us ladies, what makes us gentlemen, what makes us strong, what makes us successful, what makes us smart. People tell us what those things should
Hmm.
be. And so,
Hmm.
because we've come into that, we're born into it. So, we've been programmed to operate a certain way. So, we really never get to, most people, if you don't do this and wake them up,
Hmm.
they go through life like unaware of who they are. So, my program is really to try to get people to think
Hmm.
deliberately about crafting themselves, like literally cultivating the person that you want to be to
Hmm.
become a better person within any other space that you find yourself. So whether it is a personal relationship or a business relationship, you are now so self-aware that you know how to fit in and be your best self in any of those circumstances.
Right. So, what is also important, Cassandra, is that I find that a lot of persons, younger persons now, and I don't want anybody to take an offense to this, but when you talk to a lot of young people, or even middle-aged persons, persons my age. It's like a lot of people are just going to a job because of a paycheck. I find that, when I was in the corporate world, it's like any business that I was in, I treated it as though it was my business. I was passionate about it. I wanted the business to succeed, because if the business succeeded, it meant that I would be successful. It meant that there would be scope for promotion for me and all of that. But I find that a lot of people are not going that extra mile. It's just about the check, and it's just about a job. And so I think that, what you said is very important, because if you can now reprogram, or I wouldn't want to say reprogram because that's a strong word, but if you can get that person to see that they are a part of the business, is embedded in them, then I think it does make a difference. And what you say is, it's really just so awesome, because you're taking that person now and sort of helping them to realize that, A, you are not just a figure in the business, you are an important part of the business. And that is very crucial. So you may continue to tell us, what else do you do, or to break down the rest of what you were
So
just talking
I
about.
don't mind talking so much about the personal development part of it, because every other training that I do,
Hmm.
it doesn't matter what I call it, effective communication, emotional intelligence, whatever it is, it still comes back to developing you personally. But
Right.
to just talk about what you said that there are young people now who they're just taking a job for a check.
Hmm.
And they're not taking, their job seriously. They're not passionate about what it is that they do. And
Hmm.
I just want to make a point. First of all, we don't young people, or people on a whole, are taking jobs just for the check because they weren't taught to do anything different.
Hmm.
People are usually taught that money is what you work for.
Right.
That is why you go to work.
Hmm.
If you work to pay your bills, you work to earn money.
Right.
So the other side of that isn't taught. Secondly, people are also not taught to pursue their passions.
Hmm.
They're taught that wherever you find work
Hmm.
that will give you money, whether you
Hmm.
like it or not, whether you care about it or not, whether it is you or not, whether you have the capability to do that job or the personality to do that job,
Doesn't matter.
it doesn't matter. Go take the job. We
Hmm.
train our children to go to school. I'll take where we come from, Jamaica, as an example.
Hmm.
Majority of the people who go to university in Jamaica, they study one thing, and it's business administration,
Yes.
right? So they go
That's
to
an
school
oversaturated market.
and they study bizad. And when they leave school and they study bizad, where do they get jobs? Where do they go? Call centers, customer service departments in some big corporation. Rarely do they get a job that hones in on what they went to school for.
For.
They
Hmm.
go there because bizad is a it's a multifaceted or multifunctional degree program. It's something that, it's generic pretty
Hmm.
much.
Hmm.
So you need a degree, do bizad. But
Hmm.
what about those kids who really don't even want that type of degree? They don't suppose your child wants to go become a cosmetologist.
Hmm. Cass, you hit the nail on the head. When I was younger, in
Yes.
my, late teens, just about leaving high school,
Hmm.
I wanted to do hair and makeup.
There you go.
And my dad was like, nope,
Adamant. Nope.
nope,
Hairstylists are making a lot of money these days.
nope. That's not good enough for you.
Hairstylists are
You're going
earning more than
you're
minimum
going to
wage these
business school.
days.
Yes, you're going to business school.
If
And
you if you make if I feel like people need to rewire the
wire.
thinking. Like,
Mm-hmm.
if you can't use a broad brush for everybody. Everybody is different. God gifts us with different things.
Giftings.
Get
Mm-hmm.
different giftings. You talked about when you started your job, you would be so passionate and you don't want the company to. I wish I was like that when I changed jobs like it was going out of style when I was younger. I've lost
Mm.
count. Literally, I've lost count of the
Mm-hmm.
number of jobs that I've had throughout my lifetime. I cannot remember
Ah.
some of them. And the reason for that is one,
Mm-hmm.
I had my own issues to deal with in terms of learning, coming into an understanding as to who it was that I am as a person, or who I was. I didn't know then who I was. I didn't know myself. One, and if you
Mm-hmm.
don't know yourself, you can't know what you want. You
Mm-hmm.
can't have a purpose because you don't know who you are,
If you
right?
don't know where you're coming from, you don't know where you're
You
going.
don't. It don't make sense.
Mm-hmm.
You just shooting in the dark if you
Right.
don't know who you are, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that was part of my problem. The other part of
Mm-hmm.
my problem is that, and this is what I found out afterwards, is that I am somebody who is not a 9 to 5 sit around a desk person. I am not administratively inclined. I don't like paperwork. I don't like spreadsheets. I don't like filing. I love talking to people. I love interacting with people. And I need, I work best in social settings.
Mm-hmm.
So even one company that I worked at for a very long time, where I first got my foot wet in training, learning how to train and stuff, that's where my foundation was laid. That was the only place that when I got in marketing and then that department, learning and development department,
Mm-hmm.
was when I felt passionate.
You
That's when I
felt
started to feel,
accomplished.
yeah, I started to feel passion
Mm-hmm.
because the jobs were so multifaceted. I would spend most of my days training people. When
Mm-hmm.
I was in marketing, I would be organizing and coordinating sponsorship events. I'd be coordinating outreach programs that we would do. I'd be coordinating between marketing and the promotions department, and just so I'm all over the place. And I would go on promotion, outdoors promotion events. So that made me more productive. And if I had to
Mm-hmm.
do administrative work, I needed to be seated in a group of other people that I could talk to them while I worked. Because if I
So
was by myself,
so the
it would
bullpen kind of a thing was not your kind of a setting.
no, no. And if you will leave me alone to do admin work, trust and believe it's going to take me forever to get done. If I have somebody to talk to while I work,
Mm-hmm.
within no time at all, it's done. It's finished.
So you are the real, genuine people person.
I am a people person. I am a people person. Like,
Like no yesterday.
no, I am a people person. But it took me a while to figure that out because I was trying to fit in this mold that people
Mm-hmm.
said, okay, this is what you should be
This is where
doing.
you should be
And
sitting. This is where
because
you must fit.
and because I didn't understand me and what I wanted and what worked for me at the time, I
Mm-hmm.
failed at all of those things.
Interesting.
So what helped me is that I had an epiphany, the beginning of the turnaround for
Mm-hmm.
me was I also had a very rocky upbringing, and because of that it also fed into a lot of the insecurities I had about my abilities and stuff. So all of that it's like it was multiple factors affecting how I operated on the job, how I operated in relationships. I didn't see anything through. I would, as soon as something got hard or I felt threatened in any way, I would
Look
self-sabotage,
out.
or I give up and disappear and go start over again. I was the start over queen.
Mm-hmm.
Anybody know me? I am the start over queen. And one day I had this epiphany. I had a very bad experience, and I was crying and so sad and depressed about it. And then I asked myself, how long are you going to blame your
Ah,
past for where you are now? You're an adult. You have to start taking responsibility for yourself. It don't
wow.
matter what happened. It happened. You can't go back and fix it. The
Mm-hmm.
time you're there feeding into this or allowing those things to affect the way you function.
Mm-hmm.
And the truth of the matter is it's ridiculous for you to say that's why, because you are now an adult and you have to start taking responsibility for yourself. And that was what sparked change for me. It took a while because it's unlearning bad habits,
Mm-hmm.
unlearning the negative voices in my head, learning how to just um, tell myself the truth.
Mm-hmm.
Like that is the other thing. You have to know how to tell yourself the truth. Be honest with yourself.
And to believe it.
Yeah, no, but the thing is,
You
Some
know,
of us,
somebody can tell you something in a cast, just like
yeah.
you're gonna tell, but do you believe it? That's the other
But
thing.
the truth of the matter is whether that person tell you or not is not. If
Mhm.
you know,
Yes.
you can dismiss it and pretend say you don't know, but you
Mhm.
know.
But within yourself, you
Within
know.
yourself, you
Right.
know. So if
Yes.
I always tell people when I train, I say to people, I said, you can lie to anybody you want to lie to about who you are. Never
Except for
ever lie
God.
to yourself about
Hmm.
who you are.
Right.
Always be willing to tell yourself the hard truth. And that is what I
Truth.
had to do. I had to be honest with myself. I had to be honest and say, okay, you procrastinate a lot. I had to be honest with myself and say, you don't believe in yourself.
Hmm.
You use your past as a crutch.
Mm.
You use it as an excuse. You slack off. You
Hard
know?
truth,
Yeah,
right?
I had to tell myself those things. And I'm not telling anybody that I am suddenly cured of some of my issues. I'm not. But the point of personal development is a lifelong process. You're
Process.
always learning. And
Yeah.
you always have to be willing to to change. You must be willing to change.
You have to unlearn something and relearn new things, right?
Yep.
Yeah,
Yep.
you got to wipe the slate clean sometime and just start all over again.
And that is the thing. Keyword.
Yeah.
Just you have to be
Yeah.
willing to just start over.
Mm.
Don't fall into this pity party. Something happened, something go bad. You had a setback, and you woe is me, and you're so depressed and you're so sad, and you curl up in a ball in a corner. And you don't move from there. Nothing
And
is
guess
wrong with
what?
taking the time to go ball. Nothing wrong with that. You know.
Mm-hmm.
But you must get up. You have
Slowly, you got to unfurl
to get up.
yourself and get back
Yeah,
up.
get up.
Yeah.
You have to get
Yeah.
up.
All
So
right. So tell me more about the training because we're going to be wrapping up. So tell me more about, a little
so
more of some of the different.
I'm currently redesigning the training because it was created specifically for a company. And so
Mm-hmm.
now I'm working on redesigning it, and I'm also breaking it up into different modules so it's more palatable.
Mm-hmm.
It's whole days of
Mm-hmm.
training. So
Mm-hmm.
I'm presenting different modules. You learn things like, again, effective communication for any relationship. Um, the personal SWOT analysis. How do you create a SWOT analysis on yourself?
Mm-hmm.
The 12 steps to self awareness, learning things like how your emotional intelligence
Tingla.
affects your relationships. Just
Mm-hmm.
and this training I'm trying to, because I created it for, as I said, for a company. So
Mm-hmm.
the recreation or the reworking of it will also make it applicable on a personal level.
Mm-hmm.
So you can use it for your company, and it can be used also for individuals who just want to break out of that mold or to become more self-aware. um I'm hoping to launch this within the next, where are we now, April,
No, we're in
May.
May. We're in May. Yes.
I'm hoping to launch by the end of May. um
Mm-hmm.
by the end of May. So
Okay.
that's my tentative launch date, the end of May.
Okay, so I need to probably have you on my CS Bite and a Mouthful platform because we are looking at we have a episode coming up where we are talking to women in business. So I
Mhm.
probably am going to need to add you to that episode so that we can hear more about what you do. But is there anything else you want to tell us? Who's Cassandra, Shannon, and how do we find you? How do we locate you?
All right, so I my background, as I said before, is my personal background is that I'm a survivor of domestic abuse, um, and emotional trauma.
Mm-hmm.
I use those experiences I've had in my past to empower others. So I offer mentorship to young girls from Jamaica. I I also do it within my own personal circle. I do one-on-one personal development coaching as well as group coaching. I
Mm-hmm.
also, as I said before, own and operate afrohempress.com. Go check it out, where I have all natural hair and skincare products for sale. Um, yeah, that's pretty much me.
I like how you make sure I put in that
Of
part
course. Of
for
course.
sale, for sale.
For sale. It's not an NGO, it's not a non-profit. It's for sale.
I like how you where we have products For
For sale.
sale. Yes.
For sale. But go check them out, guys. They're really good products. They do work. I'm getting great reviews on the eczema bar particularly, and the
Mhm,
coffee scrub. Most I get good reviews on all the products I've sold, but those two
mhm.
people seem to be so in love with. Like I get a lot of good feedback from those 2.
And you need to talk to me more because you are rebranding yourself.
Hmm.
You are, remarketing yourself. So you need to talk to me more because part of what I do now is a marketing thing. And,
Hmm.
you need to talk to me off here about that.
No problem.
As you know, I'm also into the coaching business. I also
Hmm.
offer training as well. So
Yes,
that is something that we are you know,
we have in common and we can probably
in
collaborate on.
conjunction with, right? And
Yes.
also the fact is that when you say you have broken down your course, my course is usually Saturday, Sunday, and
Hmm.
I also have broken it down into a 10, say 8 to 10 hour training, but that can
Hmm.
be a lot for someone to just be in.
Yeah.
So, it's good because, as I said, COVID has really caused us to reinvent, to reanalyze, and to give a retake of, how we do business. And so I hear people talk about COVID, this and that. I can say COVID has really caused me to really take a right about flip turn. I'm not saying that I'm all that computer savvy and all of that, but
Hmm.
it has made me into so much more of a
Yes.
technological, ability wise, So it's a pleasure talking to you, Cassandra. Thank you
Thank
so
you. It
much
was great.
for that 15 minutes break that I gave you. Cass, can you jump on with me? And the answer was yes. Thank you so very much. Wish you all the best, all the success in
Thank
your
you.
business as you go along. And as I said, definitely, this is just a synopsis into you're coming back with us because you're coming back to talk to us as a businesswoman. You're coming back to talk to us as a survivor of domestic affairs. So there's so much more that we will be seeing and hearing from
Yes.
you. So, viewers, thank you very much for being here with us. Go check out Cassandra product online. Repeat the website
It's
again for them.
Afro Hempress with an H. So it's AFROHEMPRESS
So it's
dot
like
com.
the herb M
The
H E
hemp
M.
oil, right?
Okay,
Because a lot of the
great.
products have a hemp in there.
Okay, great. So
Yeah.
thank you so much, Violand. As I said, Marcia here with the Ellen Martin 10-day challenge, video challenge, and this is day 9. I have actually been coming live to you every day for 9 consecutive days. Thank you for allowing me to come into your space, whether it be your home, your office, your car, wherever you are. Thank you for having me. I'll see you tomorrow evening at 7 on my CS Bite and the Mouthful podcast when we will be wrapping up on taking the dis out of disability and instead focusing on the ability. So I see you tomorrow evening at 7 right here on this platform. Until then, be blessed, be safe, and have a good evening. Cass, thank
Bye,
you once again.
everybody.
All right, bye.